Are you a female? Do you have boobs? Why? These are some of the most important questions that we face as a society. Because how do you balance being the finer, the gentler, the softer gender and working a job? It is thought that society as a whole is better off when you are ruling over your dominion, the home, the kitchen, and the rest will be taken care of by the blokes, the guys, the boys. Rest easy, my dears. No, says the main character of the movie. These women. A feature film created in 1963 in Mongolia, which tries to tackle the subject of women entering the workforce. Okay, let me set the scene. Mongolia, in the 60s. We have the World War II well behind us, thankfully. China has accepted our independence. So yeah, we will explain this little caveat in another movie. And our north border, USSR, is going toe-to-toe with the USA in the Cold War, which is a rookie mistake from the USA. Because I know they have Alaska, but the USSR has Siberia. And most of you can't even spell Siberia, let alone know how fucking cold it is up there. We, the Mongolians, have demolished the concept of private property. Our horses, and everyone works for the whole, and the whole takes care of everyone's needs. In spirit. In theory, okay. Stay with me now. So there was this new agricultural management system called commune, not to be mistaken with the lesbian commune, because this place was run by men. It is a system where a group of herders would put their private property, their livestock, under the management of the state. And the state would manage it through a unit called commune. And everything that belonged to the commune, I mean, the livestock, the well, the land, the people, was a state property. And the act of the movie happens in just one of these communes. In the office of the commune leader, a hell has broken loose. Everyone wants a leave of absence all of a sudden. Someone's parents are sick, someone's giving birth, she wants to see her husband, he wants to help his wife, all personal matters. But the reason these people want to get a leave of absence has something to do with them being a woman or related to a woman. Jumps the said commune leader and his sidekick, his deputy, Dorch, are lamenting at the fact that women get 90 days worth of salary after, tearing up their body and bringing a new human into this world. To them, a working woman is a liability. They always have something going on with their little woman lives and are not fit to work. But the commune needs more manpower to meet quotas, to collect hay, to prepare for the winter. And to them, they specifically have to be a male because the very important role of veterinarian is now vacant as the previous vet is now on a maternity leave and they don't want to hire someone again just for them to leave on a maternity leave mid-work. And Jant's son, Tomur, has the exact person for that role who can start like yesterday. But she's a female and Jant is not having it at all. He's scared of them leaving the work after getting pregnant. Tomur, a person with a sense, says that more people the better and the mothers are rewarded from the state for a reason. Okay, tangent. We still have the scheme even like today, and the mothers who bear 4 children are rewarded with a second-ranking medal, and those who bear 6 or more children, or more is crazy, are rewarded with first-ranking medal. The medal comes with, of course, a bragging rights and a monetary reward as well. Well, now we're talking. Once a year, every year, until that baby reaches 18, 400,000 tugruks. I wish it was USD, I really do. But that's it. And as of the day of the script, that's equal to $111.28. Once a year. For a baby. A thing that consumes resources, energy, and time every day. That's a humiliation. You and your baby's worth to the state for a year is $112. That just pisses me off because The state forgets your existence for about 164 days, but you have to bear and rear your child in an increasingly divisive world, with each second an impending doom of social and ecological collapse drawing near, because that country needs a population and a working class so that those who are at the top ring of that country can live in a lavish excess before all of this comes down to a collapse. Just perfect. And you get paid $120 a year. No. Like, get the fuck off my face, really. Okay, let me come back. Where were we? Yes. So, Tumur is basically the total opposite of his father and believes that women have the same rights as men. Congrats. Congratulations. Clap. Clap, everyone. But his father thinks that it applies differently when it comes to work. And knowing that there's no benefit in trying to change his father's mind, he accepts his defeat and flies to the capital city. After some time, their wish gets granted and Jams and Dorch hear the news of a new person coming to their commune as a vet. Knowing the health of their livestock matters the most as the winter approaches, they are happy to see him. But there are a few things that they want to clarify with this young man. His name is strangely very feminine. To which he replies it was given to him as a custom, as he was the only son and his parents wanted to protect him from evil spirits. And he's physically on the smaller side, and he says that he's not going to fight the bull over heifers, no need for physical prowess. I mean, true, I guess. He's not there to steal the job of a bull. Jant appreciates his ambition and encourages him to work hard. After saying this, Jant panics as he hears his wife come in and scrambles around looking for a spoon. Dr. stops him and says that it's not the time yet. She comes in at the news of a new guest coming from the city and wanted to ask about her son. Jant laughs at her, saying that there are far too many people in the city for the guy to know Tumur. And to prove her right, him wrong, he knows the guy. After bantering lightly, Dr. leaves the room and Jant says not to marry a woman like her. Just divorce. Divorce at this point. Guys, should I go on a rant like I usually do? Trust me, you'll hear nothing new, but you already know what I'm going to say. I guess whilst I'm at it, I'm just gonna go on a rant. Through this scene, they are trying to show the common dynamic of a relationship, but trying to wrap it in a frame of comedy. The classic ball and chain wife who comes at a very important moment and nags you to take your pills, eat your food, and a busy workaholic, holier than thou husband who has more important matters and forgets to even eat. But he can afford to do so because he has a wife who takes care of those trivial matters. Because you know, behind every successful man is a woman, and that's your glory. These men. Back to the movie. In a room filled with testosterone-raging men comes in a beautiful lady who proudly reports that the milk quota has been surpassed and they need extra buckets. Dorch introduces the new vet and he gives her a nasty wink. I'm like, so sorry girls, that was so uncalled for. Talking from the future, it is now considered a workplace sexual harassment if someone does that. But so sorry, my dear, that you had to go through this. The vet, his name is Surung, by the way. After settling in, just gets to it. He's measuring first, talking to the milkmaids, testing the haze and seasoning them. Heck, he's even gonna give the old heifer some good old time. I mean, he will let the bull do it, but all I'm saying is that he's surpassing the expectation and Jumps is well satisfied. Time goes on and it's the New Year party. Do you remember the milkmaid from the earlier scene? Surung has his eyes on her for a long time and uses the New Year party as a chance to get close to her. But one of the fine men of the commune has also kept his eyes on her as well. So this creates a little bit of a friction between the men. Seeing how his crush was dancing with someone else, Idir, the fine man of the commune, calls her over and talks to her. He basically just proposes to her right there and then, and my girl Dorma says that she needs to think. And I agree with her. But she dances off with Surung at a whim. You know, because Surung got that new in town aura. He's got his clutch over the girls, over the cows, over the bosses. Everyone marvels at his it factor. His talent gets recognized as he brings in new ideas and improvements that helps Jump's commune soar with success. They didn't lose any livestock over the winter, especially during the snowstorm that lasted several days, and it seems like he was heaven sent to their commune. Jumps and Darch want to keep him longer and starts talking about locking him down with the maid milk. Darch mentions either who is the guy who likes the milkmaid. Jumps then remarks that he will take care of it. Menacingly. It is scary to think how a place you work likes your productivity. I mean, not you, just your productivity, to the point where they meddle with your personal life. It does not matter what an individual wants or thinks, especially if that individual is a female. Poor milkmaid girl Dorma is just a ploy to keep a man where other men want him to. Oh my god, learning about feminism was the start of my misery. So I invite a lot more ladies to learn about feminism because a misery loves a company. I highly recommend it. Dortmund likes Idir back, but she links with the vet to keep Idir on his toes. And she's playing hard to get, which is not my preferred tactic, I guess, but in the past, you would want to present yourself as a very desired and sought after woman because that would increase your value. So I can't blame her for doing that. It's a tactic that works at that time. Dortma and the vet are invited for dinner at Jamt's place. It is basically a plan to get them together, and Jamt and Dorch talk about how marrying young is better, how having child earlier is better, and all of that. Even have them sing together. But his voice is suspiciously a bit too high in octave, don't you think? I want to hear some baritones. Just when they start talking about marriage intensively, Dorma gets up and excuses herself, and the vet offers to go with her. But to avoid her falling in love with him, he decides to tell all at his place. Dorch walks home wonkily after a few shots of that good vodka, but hears woman's laughter coming from the vet's house. And to his luck, they have left their curtains open. He sees the vet, dressed in woman's clothing, trying on a wig, and putting a mustache on his face. You see, the vet, he's actually a she. She has been hired and been working as a male all this time. She's made a fool out of everyone, and now she's caught in the act. Dorch jumps up and reports everything. They run out of the house and storms into the vet's room and sees him trying to get busy. As getting the vet and the milkmaid was the goal of the whole dinner, Jumps chalks it up to Dorch being drunk and having a visual impairment. Still, the vet feels the need to erase all suspicion altogether and conspires with Idir to stage an impromptu wrestling session right in front of Jumps and Dorch after telling him about everything. Idir says that it's a bad omen to lose to a woman, but do you know what's worse? Losing your woman to another woman. Just be happy and cooperate, my man. So they stage a wrestling session to solidify that he was in fact a man, but this still does not work on Dorch, who still squints his eyes every time he lays them on the vet. Jumps and the vet have to go to the city for work, and Tomur picks them up in the train station. Whilst driving to the hotel, the taxi driver gets a glimpse of Tomur and vet almost smooching, their faces brushing against one another's, and their eyes just glistening with just pure primal arousal towards each other. Well, the driver's job is to drive, and they drop off at their hotel. After settling in, the vet and Tomur decides to have a bros night out after making sure that Jumps was not planning on going out. And where do they go? To the exact restaurant at the exact hotel that they're staying at. Like, I know they made sure that Jumps was not planning on going out, and he did not lie because he's still inside his hotel. He does not need to go out to go out. Like, literally, they had it coming when they got caught sitting together at the hotel restaurant. Jumps sees the vet, now in her true form, and Tumur, and with the utmost caution goes to their table. She tells him that she was the other half of the twin, her and the vet, and he was the only son of the family, which has many daughters. After hearing this, Jumps decides to check up on the vet just in case. Luckily, she manages to get into her room before him. With another risky incident managed, she goes back to her boyfriend and continue the date night. Jumps and the vet successfully reach their goal of coming to the city and go back to their commune. Jumps brings a prescription glass to Dorch, which I thought was just brilliant. Just get the one for the worst eyesight. Eventually he'll get there. So Dorch sports the glass and visits the vet's home. And what does he see? Two men making out. The vet and Tumur making out busy, not even aware of his arrival. Come on, guys, you saw each other just a few days ago. Hey, wait. Do they enjoy cross-dressing together? Tumur seems to be very aroused, especially when she's presenting as a man. Is that their kink? He even has a time to try on his new glass, which just makes things worse. So he decides that he's not getting gaslit anymore and runs to Jump's place and snitches on everybody. He's like, "Have you seen two men hugging and kissing, mouth to mouth?" Jump says that it must have been Doma and she was the other half of the twin and still managed to gaslight him again. Idir comes to Jump and asks for advance payday as he is buying a new house for his family, which is starting with the milkmaid. Jump then reminds Dorj about locking the vet down with the milkmaid. Dorj, after figuring everything out, says that the vet and Tumur are dating because the vet is actually a woman and not a man. Jumps then claims that he would swap all his male workers and hire women if that's how they work. And just as he said it, Dorlamsurung and Tumur come in and settle everything into place. And after insisting not to hire women because they were not fit for work, he stands there dumbfounded and corrected. He checks if Dorj was a woman and accepts his defeat. And with his popular catchphrase, "Ah, these women," the movie ends. So, can I be mean for a second? Although the movie depicts a woman achieving her goals using her wits and talents and all of that, and we're supposed to feel happy for her, I really can't do it because she still had to change who she fundamentally was and morph into who Jumps wants. And the change she made, although drastic, is very surface level if you think about it. All she had to do was appear a bit more manly, apply a mustache every day, all there, and make sure it was not peeling off from the end. But she did not have to learn or add another qualification because she already had them. Because men and women both have a similar mental capacity and both can learn what's typically considered for the other gender. So no matter how talented and qualified you are to perform a certain task, at least in the universe of this movie, you have to be a male. Also, another thing is that Jump's main concern was not the fact that women could not work, but the very natural process of having children made women unfit for work, and that was his main concern. And I'm not sure if his views on this has changed at all. And I don't have the answer to this very real problem, and I'm going to say, if I were running a business or managing a company, that would be ringing in my head as well. I guess. Well, that's it. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and feel free to check out the original movie. And just thank you so much for watching my videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And see you on the next one. Bye!